Hello and welcome to Mono Rants at the Movies, a podcast where we rant about films you may have seen at house parties. I'm one of your hosts and jack of all trades, Mono, and if she doesn't want a wife with a beard, she's gonna have to have a murderer for her dad. It's my co-host and master of none, Kira.
I wouldn't mind a wife with a beard.
You have a wife with a beard.
I do have a wife with a beard. I'm used to that.
Yeah, they're not.
I wouldn't mind having a matching one because them are some good beards.
Them are some good beards.
They really are.
And you will be really lost if you haven't seen this film.
No.
But in an attempt to do things slightly differently, we will attempt to go non-spoilers for this one.
Yeah, that's
because I figure most people haven't seen this.
We did attempt to go non-spoilers at the very beginning, but it was very quickly abandoned.
Yeah, it kind of was. We'll try and do it again today.
Yeah.
Because we are talking the 1970 Czech sci-fi comedy I Killed Einstein, Gentlemen.
Yeah.
Finishing off our February time travel month in March, rather aptly. In fact, actually, if we had our shit together, we'd probably have recorded this on the anniversary of its release.
Oh.
Because it came out in February in 1970.
Ah, cool.
Yeah, no, it's just such a, I'm going to say obscure film, because apart from the Czech friend of ours who showed it to us, nobody I've ever come across has heard of this film or seen this film. But
I don't think it's one you would stumble across unless somebody who is Czech showed it to you or mentioned it. It's
like, up on YouTube, but even all the comments on YouTube are from Czech people.
Yeah. Although it does have English subtitles.
Oh yeah. We don't speak Czech. Like, it's
fucking funny film.
And as to prove that we don't speak Czech, the film was directed by Oldřich Lipsky and written by himself as well as Josef Nesvadba and Milos Machurik.
Yes.
I think. Pretty sure about Oldřich.
At least the English, like their names, the character names are easy.
I thought about that the first time I watched it and I was like, thank fuck that the main characters are Frank Peck, David Moore, and does Gwen have a surname?
Gwen does have a surname.
But yeah, it's Gwen Moore.
William Sova
is
Gwen's
surname.
Yeah, so they just call her Gwen.
But yeah, so thankfully very pronounceable surnames, and then the other main character is Einstein.
And Betsy, who's the wife.
And Cleo, who's the cat.
Who's the cat. That poor kitten.
The actual cat, like...
Yeah.
Yeah, it does kind of get abused. No, abuse isn't the right word, but it does get dragged around the place an awful lot.
Yeah, just a wee bit.
But will we do a quick summary?
Yes.
And then we can talk all about Cleo.
Aww.
In the far-off future of 1999, G-bomb radiation has caused worldwide infertility. But worse still, it's caused all the women to rapidly grow beards and they refuse to shave. In an effort to undo this, the men of the UN decide to stop the problem at its cause. The problem? Modern physics. The cause? Professor Einstein. The solution? Travel back in time and kill him.
I love the fact that time travel is just like, oh yeah, sure, we think he has a time travel machine. We'll just use that.
Yeah, well, no, that's not even a summary. That's basically the setup. It's the first 10 minutes of the film, if that.
Yeah, it's the people from the UN and they're reviewing all the projects that have been submitted to try and solve this. And it's they spent 6 million and 6 months on a massive
shaving machine.
A massive, like, Farnsworthian style machine.
I like
that vacuums the hair off the guy.
He asks the machine a question and it tells him to look at the readout or something like that. But it
makes noses that glow in the dark. Like, it is literally a Farnsworth machine. It's fabulous.
Yeah.
It vacuums hair off the head, so it sucks like half the hair off, like, half of the UN commissioner, whoever the fuck he is. Secretary General. Oh, is that who he's supposed to be?
Yeah.
And they're like, oh no. And the other guy's like, well, I get you a toupee. And he's like, no, I'll show the women that I've shaved my hair in solidarity with them shaving their beards.
Except they won't shave their beards.
Except the women don't want to shave. They're like, fuck you, we can't have kids. That's the major issue. We're fine with the beards. We have styled them. Look at us.
Yeah, well, I mean, that's established in, like, the first scene that the women don't want to shave their beards. Yeah. And it is implied that it's like, yeah, that's kind of not the problem. The problem is that we are infertile as a race. And
you're concerned about the beards?
Yeah.
Also the fact that it's probably also a jealousy thing.
But
because they grow back, like, really quickly.
The secretary does raise that question at the start. He's like, after seeing the silly toupee removing machine, he's like, why are we treating the symptom and not the cause? Yeah. And that's when I think the guy's called Snyder is like, well, Professor Moore and the
and his time travel.
Well, the scientists
have a
established.
time travel machine.
I just like the way that he's like the scientists have established that the problem is physics.
Yeah, just
and,
physics.
And to remove physics, we need to kill Einstein. And it's like
What?
So there's some new form of atom bomb or something.
Well, they call it the G bomb.
They call it the G bomb, but it's some new form of bomb that's being.
I took it as being like, because it's from like this rebel underground force that are like anti-physics.
No, the
are they
rebel,
anti-physics
no,
or are they rebels?
Or
do they come after? I'm a little bit confused about the history of it. It's also set in the futuristic year of 1999.
Yeah, so from what I kind of gather in that opening scene is it's a worldwide government that the UN controls, because there's the thing about the script, the lines in the script being changed by the UN. And then there's what they refer to as nuclear fanatics. And the nuclear fanatics set off the G-bomb, and the G-bomb is what caused all the problems.
Yeah.
What the nuclear fanatics want, I don't know. Something to do with nuclear. But they're pro Einstein in the grand scheme of things, because they don't want him dead, because then physics won't be the way it is and they can't have their bombs, because that's Moore's main contention is if we get rid of physics,
they won't have a bomb.
But why go so far
if they
back?
kill Einstein, the thing is, like, if they have it all planned,
he's the foundation of modern physics.
Yeah, that's when we meet Gwen as well. She's introduced. She's a historian.
Before that, why are they going so far back? Why, like, when people are
1911.
But no, just like causally, why are they going so far back? Like, that'd be like going back and removing Hitler's great grandparents instead of just killing Hitler when he's a kid. Why not just go back to the person who invented the G-bomb and kill them as a kid? Or why not go back to the Manhattan Project and kill the people who were involved in that? Like, I get it's the main conceit of the film, but they say it with such certainty. The cause is physics, and the solution is to kill Einstein. It's
and they've pinpointed this exact moment where he had a near, like, just like narrowly escaped to death. So it's a little nudge. They're just going to delay them by a few seconds so that it doesn't miss him. That's
their initial plan when they go, and I know we said we weren't talking spoilers, but everything we've talked about so far is literally within the first. It's before the credits. It's within the first 10 minutes of the film. Their plan is that go back to 1911 Prague, where Einstein was at some event where a chandelier fell and landed on the chair he was just sitting in, and delay him by a few seconds so he's still sitting in the chair and gets killed. And it's like the minimal impact on changing history.
Yeah.
And I'm like, okay, that's cool. I like that. Like, there's
the implication is that they've traced out all the possibilities.
But that in and of itself,
and this has the least amount of ripple effect or something.
Yeah, but that in and of itself is kind of hilarious, because it's like we're going back and we're trying to change as little as possible
by going back in time.
All we're doing is keeping a person in a chair for 3 seconds longer. That's all we're doing. Yeah. We're really not changing history that much. We're just keeping a person in a chair for 3 seconds longer. That's all we're doing. That person just happens to be Einstein, the father of modern physics, and it's going to completely change the fucking world. But no, we're barely changing the timeline. We're barely changing.
Oh, and he's so sure of himself as well. I like the fact that the first time you meet Moore, he's in a ridiculous outfit. He's like... And
it takes them a good 2 or 3 minutes to explain the outfits as well.
Oh, it's so funny, because they go, this is the time machine, and it's this really funky room that's all big light bulbs, and in the middle is a rocket. And you're like, which bit of it's the time machine? Because if it's the rocket...
It is the rocket.
Or is it the whole room?
You don't really question the rocket.
Yeah, though, you're just like, first. Oh, okay. Until they come out dressed in armour.
Yeah, in armour. And then the whole thing is explained as to why they are but I like that, when he's introduced, he's just babbling about the things that Einstein's getting up to. He's basically talking through Einstein's day.
Yeah.
And in this
then he stops to have dinner, which he drinks.
And then the cat appears, and the whole thing is just crazy.
Cleopatra.
Yes, Cleo. Cleo features heavily in the first, say, half of the film.
Yeah.
And is an adorable Persian kitten. Well, now is a long dead cat.
Yeah, it was 1970.
but was an adorable Persian
cats
kitten.
can get up to like 30, but even still.
Yeah, no, that cat is not
well
still
dead.
alive. That cat is long dead. But yeah,
zooming through history.
Cleo features heavily in the first part of the film and then just disappears, but is still important.
Yeah.
But is a very, very cute cat.
Yeah,
but her
she
introduction there is there as well, and it's just like, he's just like, come on, Cleopatra, you'll get some chicken too. And it's like, why is there a cat in the like time machine room? But my favourite part of all of that introduction to the time machine is when Snyder is explaining to the secretary, like, here we are, this is where the more is with this time machine. He's like, this is the pinnacle or the final step in modern physics, and points to the time machine, and there's a dude just banging on it with a hammer.
Oh, at least there's nobody
just in a real haphazard way,
I'm gonna hit
just
this.
banging on the top of it with a hammer.
At least there's nobody with a big wrench.
It's all it was missing, in fairness.
But it is, and that leads to which part of it is the time machine? Because that dude's just banging on it.
And I think, so you could be right in as much as the room itself is probably part of the mechanism.
With its woo-woo lights.
But something inside the rocket, at least, or the second iteration of the time I was trying not to give it away. But the second iteration of the time machine has to have some element of being a time machine in it, because otherwise how do they get back?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? They have to be able to recall it.
Yeah.
So the room could be part of it.
Yeah, I'm so confused. I don't really care.
I love the effect of how the time machine travels in time.
I love the effect it has on all the people watching.
But that's why I love it. When the time machine travels in time, everybody in the room watching goes cross-eyed in unison, and it's fucking hilarious.
There's a guy who walks up and he looks at them, and then he looks at the time machine and he goes cross-eyed, and it's very much like Homer going, oh, we're all having seizures?
Yeah.
And just lying on the floor. Oh, I'm sorry. Gwen. Gwen is so funny. Gwen is a historian who specialises in the years 1910 to 1915.
But it's 1999, so maybe in the future history is that specific and you get your PhD in 5-year chunks or something.
Well, a lot does happen in those 5 years, in fairness.
Yeah, but again, it's a weird choice. Why not 1914 to 1918? You know?
And why is she just casually telling people in 1911 that World War I is going to break out in 3 years?
Hey, why was
and
that
your
security?
man is just like,
He's
what the fuck?
He's just a theatre security guard. Never mind the fact that when it broke
she's
out...
dressed, she's in a fucking costume from My Fair Lady.
And largely it was called the Great War for the first couple of decades after its appearance.
World War One.
So if I was that guy, I'd be like, what's a World War One?
Yeah.
How many of them will
that
there be?
That would plague you.
It's some modern day, well, not modern day, but some 1911
conspiracy.
Just the theatre guard going around going, a World War One is going to happen. I don't know what it is, but it's going to happen.
That's how you get those people with the sandwich boards.
Very possibly. Time travelers just fucking with them. And
she's so flippant about it. She's just like, oh yeah. And then just walks off all la da 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 da. Oh look, a horse. Oh my god, their reaction when they all see the horse. That
is one of my favourite bits in the entire film. It's very much like that TikTok video of the Curva Bober.
Oh, Curva!
Because she's talking about how the air is all nice and clean and there's not that many cars driving around, and the two lads...
And there's birds.
The two lads are trying to kind of like give out to her, being like, woman. And she's like, look, a horse. And they're all like, oh my god, a fucking horse.
Oh, look, a donkey.
No, I think it's supposed to be just a little implication of...
Yeah, things are kind of dire in the future.
Things are dire in the future, and that includes there probably not being many animals around.
Yeah.
And I like that it's subtle in it. There are a few things like that. They never tell you anything expressly about the future beyond the bomb. We don't know why the nuclear fanatics are fanatics, what their goals are, or anything like that, even when we do meet some of them later on.
Yeah, it's not very clear what they're trying to do.
No, but then there are other things like that where it's just nice little subtle bits. There's a particular bit at the ending, I'm not going to give it away, but the ending I really love, just the way it's very subtly set up throughout.
Yeah.
But the horse thing, as well as just being hilarious the way they react
Like,
to it.
fuck a horse.
I think the implication is, there's probably not many animals in their future.
Because it is absolute childish delight of, oh my god. And then when they're riding along in the carriage and the two lads are in the back.
Yeah.
And she's sitting up front. And they're talking, and fucking Moore is fucking murder happy.
Moore is trigger happy.
He fucking is. He's like, I could go back in time, kill Hitler. He was like, fuck it, I could go kill Hitler right now. I know he's around here somewhere. Like, because they're in
Prague.
They're in Prague, so he's not very far from Vienna.
And
he's like, I could just go kill Hitler. And then at another point later, he's like, a policeman comes over, and he's like, I could just kill him.
The carriage driver just is like, hang on, I need to make a stop, and go straight to a police officer, and is like, those guys are talking about like, killing somebody named Mr. Hitler? Because it's 1911.
He's a house painter.
Yeah.
2 coats.
And Moore immediately, when confronted by the policeman, immediately goes to take out his pistol and peck the other person who goes with him. Is like, no.
Don't shoot.
And there's like 2 or 3 times where that happens where Moore's just like, well, I guess I'm just going to have to kill this guy.
Horse. They like take the carriage.
He goes to shoot the horse.
They can't get the horse to slow down, so he's like, I can shoot the horse.
Oh, and for the third of our 4 time travel-y films, a horse and carriage is used as a rescue.
Yay!
Now, it's not there. Well, it kind of is there, but later on, because it's not a spoiler, but after that scene where the cop accuses them of wanting to kill Mr. Hitler, and she... That's true. She steals the carriage and they ride off. They just jump off because they don't know how to stop the horses.
That was weird. The way you say "whoa" in Czech.
In Czech, yeah.
I can't do it because I can't roll my R's.
Yeah, it was
like.
It sounded like he was just angry.
Yeah, and I was like, "What the fuck?" And it was like it came up in the subtitles as "whoa."
Yeah,
and then it happens. And she's like, I remember."
After
it was
they
whoa.
can't stop the horses, and the 3 of them jump off the carriage, and then when they jump off, she's like, "Oh yeah, I was supposed to say whoa," but then later on in the film, they're running away from something else. And the same horses come past without anybody on them. And they're like, oh, look, a horseless or a driverless carriage. And they jump on. And I was like, I was like that Leo meme. For the 3rd time, completely unexpectedly, for the 3rd time in 4 films. A horse and carriage is an unexpected means of rescue.
Well, considering in the other film it was inconveniently crashed into.
Which?
In Time Bandits.
No, Time Bandits was the only one where it wasn't a rescue.
Yeah, it was crashed into. Them in the past is hilarious because they're like, ooh, what's this? Ooh, what's this? And they are very much like children and looking around and enjoying everything. When they get to the Institute of Physics or whatever to find Einstein, and it turns out that Peck's, he's like, oh, I'm going to go to see. That was the thing. Peck's wife, Betsy.
And her selfie stick.
Her fucking selfie stick. I love it.
Okay, so you're not allowed to talk about because that's spoiler stuff. But you can't talk about the selfie stick because that's in the first 10 minutes before the credits. We can say whatever we want about that.
Betsy comes across as this fucking overbearing wife. Like, she comes running on and she looks like she's wearing something out of the Death Fashion episode of Metalocalypse.
She does.
She really does. Like, the Alexander McQueen armadillo shoes. Do you remember those big roundy shoes?
Yeah, well, only because you showed them to me before.
Yeah. But basically that very much kind of vibe going on. Very 70s futuristic. I love it. Like capes and leggings.
She's done herself up to the nines because she knows her husband is going on an important mission and she wants...
But nobody is reporting about it in the news. Why aren't they reporting about it in the news? Don't they know? And then she whips out her little selfie stick. It's so cool.
Yeah, you see it. It's
so fucking cool. It's a little Polaroid.
Yeah, it's like a selfie stick but without a phone attached.
It's a little pointer thing that she extends
and it flashes.
Then click. And it looks like it should be Japanese.
And then a picture prints out the bottom of it by the handle. And it's basically a selfie stick. And not only that, it's about one of the only notable things on the Wikipedia. Have you been to the Wikipedia page for this film?
No, I haven't.
Right, allow me to take you through the Wikipedia page for this film. So, title, I Killed Einstein, Gentlemen. I Killed Einstein, Gentlemen, Czech, I'm not even going to attempt to pronounce it, is a 1970 Czechoslovak science fiction comedy film directed by Ulrich Lipsky. The film starred, and it lists a couple of the people, the plot revolves around time travel to the past to change the future. And then it's got the little table for directed by, written by, produced, starring, so on and so forth. Cast section lists the cast, standard enough. Production. The film was shot in late summer 1968 and premiered in Czechoslovakia on the 27th of February 1970. Analysis. In the film, a character uses a device which has been likened to a selfie stick several decades before its modern design was developed. And then just references and external links. That's the entire Wikipedia page.
Selfie sticks.
Selfie sticks and a list of the cast. And that's it.
That's all you got.
and the plot revolves around time travel to the past to change the future.
Yeah.
Nothing about killing. Honestly, the the IMDb page's trivia section is longer and more informative than the Wikipedia pages. But yes, selfie sticks in the 70s.
Oh, Betsy.
But yeah, Betsy is great fun. Even just the start as a silly little character, but she ends up coming back.
She's very much the clingy wife.
But I thought that was kind of just going to be it. That was all we were going to get of her.
Yeah, no,
but then she ends up becoming quite important later on, and again,
she's
a very funny B plot for the film, like
because they're capers, which is the only way I can describe their attempts to kill Einstein.
It is a caper-filled film, yes.
Yeah,
that's a good way to describe it. And so many of the attempts, particularly in the latter half of the film, are just like farcical. They
are borderline Acme products.
Yes and no. It
does
ramps up.
Tread the line.
Yeah. The kind of the absurdity and the farcical nature of the film, and it just ramps up as it goes along.
Yeah, and it does introduce a good bit of slapstick as well, which is always fun. And physical comedy.
There's some great random gags in there as well that don't just have nothing to do with anything else going on. Einstein's laugh, is fucking hilarious, particularly because they kind of set him up to be this all rounder. In that he's pretty accomplished at the violin.
Yeah.
He's fairly smooth with the ladies.
Yeah.
And they let you hear his laugh a little bit. And then he has this smolder scene with Gwen where he's literally like smoldering at her.
Yes, he
is. And
is.
then he laughs his laugh and it undercuts the smolder completely. It's so funny. But the comedy in it is all around good. Like you say, there's plenty of kind of visual gags and slapstick. There's some good random gags. There's plenty of gags to be derived from the plot and the narrative itself. Quite a few good sci-fi gags as well.
Yeah, I also, as you get sucked into it and their adventures, you kind of forget that they're from the future until there's the bit where Moore is like, fuck this shit, I'm out of here, and pulls out the two guns, and then they have, sparks and he flies away.
Like weird jetpack guns.
Yeah. And then he lands and he's like, fucking hell, I told them these were just for middle distance. But he's slowing down by firing up and down at the same time. It makes no sense.
And then he gives out about them.
Yeah.
It's part of that ramping up that I was just talking about, I think.
He's just like, fuck it, I don't care, I'm going to fly away. Because they're like, at the start, they're like, we can't let anybody know, what's going on.
Yeah.
And then they're just like, fuck it.
So there's minor spoiler here, but about, say, half an hour into the film, they end up going back to the future because the attempt on his life has failed.
Yeah, it goes wrong.
They make a second attempt then later on.
Learning from what happened the first time round.
That's when it starts to just really ramp up the comedy in it as well as the ridiculousness of the plot. And there's even a striptease thrown in there. Oh. That's just bizarre.
Oh, the poor maid. The actual housemaid.
The actual housemaid. When she's like, these other two girls who are both time travelers are seductively stripping. And she's like, I guess I'll do a little
also
kick.
The fact that they are just stunningly beautiful women.
Gwen and Betsy.
Oh my god.
Betsy, when you first see her, when she's done up, it doesn't do her any favours.
No, but because I always forget that that's her when she's reintroduced. I'm like, oh, right.
Betsy when she's getting her leg drawn on.
Yeah.
That's another great gag.
I'm sorry, I want that bed thing they're on in that 70s futuristic furniture. I adore, but you need a big space.
That's funny that you said that, because not only did I absolutely, the second I saw that, because we did our first watches separately, the second I saw that, I knew you were going to comment on it. Not only that, I also thought, that's a kick-ass bedroom floor.
It's the whole bed. It's everything.
The whole floor is your bed, and it looks like some sort of weird,
It's got
it's got contours.
I want it so badly.
You've got a topographically laid out
It looks
squishy
cozy.
bedroom floor. It looks
so
kick-ass.
comfy. Yeah, you just get a blankie, fake out somewhere. So fun. But yeah, all that, I do love that retro futuristic thing, and that kind of furniture really sells it.
It's 70s retro futuristic.
Yes, which is the peak of it. Why is that man's fucking dressing gown so ungodly short?
I think that's just a 70s thing.
It's so short.
70s things, just short dressing gowns.
But then the chicken legs. The vast expanse of chicken leg to the slipper with the hairless shin. It's not an attractive look. Not with that head.
No.
And those glasses.
No.
It's unsightly. It's unseemly.
This, at large, I don't think is a film that really tries to make men look good.
No, it really isn't. It has a very strong feminist overtone throughout it.
Yeah, well, I mean,
from the very start with the women are refusing to, and they're not being demonized for that
Scene
from
one.
The view of the film.
Yeah.
The film is focusing on the men being fucking stupid and being like, we gotta get rid of the beards, as opposed to we gotta sort out the problem.
And even just in that opening scene there's that, and then there's like some sort of sirens go off, and the women run off to basically protest and take care of shit.
Yeah.
And one of the guys, I can't remember what he says, but he's like, basically the effective, go easy on them. It can't be easy since all this stuff happened and they've gone a bit crazy. And it's just the way he says it is such a it's such a dismissive women way, but
he's looked at a bit weird.
But we as the audience are to take it as these guys are
fucking
idiots.
Morons.
Like they have just had the women point out to them that the beards aren't the problem.
Yeah.
The infertility is the problem.
Yeah, we can't have babies. Slight issue for humanity.
And that continues throughout. There's a bit where Peck and Moore are giving out to Gwen for being a bad historian. And they're just straight up being mean. Yeah. And then she goes off and they're like, let her just be a woman. You know what I mean? In a kind of, she's being all emotional. And it's like, you guys are being dicks.
Yeah. You guys
anybody had a right to be upset when you guys are being dicks. But yeah, it carries on throughout then towards the end in a much more obvious way that I'm not going to talk about because spoilers. Yeah. But yeah, it's very much a feminist film, I think.
Yeah, they sort it out as opposed to being buffoons.
And even
girls get it done.
Individually and at large. There's elements of one of the characters individually outsmarting both parties. Yeah. Both antagonists and protagonists. Yeah. And getting what she wants and getting what everyone wants.
Yeah, basically. She fixes it.
Yeah, she fixes it in and of herself. And yeah, I actually had really forgotten how, as funny as this film was, I had forgotten how clever and well put together the ending to it is.
It's a very satisfying ending.
It really is.
Especially because it's like the first kind of go around is a good chunk. And then you're like, oh no, how are they going to finish it? But even though it is kind of a quick wrap up, you don't mind because it's like, well done.
It's a quick wrap up, but everything is tied up in a neat little package. Yes, exactly. That's what I was going to say. And they do it so well for all of the parties concerned. Yes. There's a couple of clever little ways, like the girl I was talking about sorting everything out for everybody. That in and of itself, you think, oh yeah, that's quite satisfying. But then she comes back again at the very end, almost like the horror villain coming back for one last scare for just one last little clever bit as well.
A little dig.
There was the kind of ending that I mentioned earlier to do with more the way it's set up quite subtly throughout, just in how he's characterized. His ending comes about really well as well, and it's just for what is essentially just this kind of farcical sci-fi comedy. Yeah, it ends up having this just immensely satisfying and well put together ending.
Yeah, and it does, there's a lot of actual hard sci-fi going on in it too, around the farcical time travel romp, in terms of the themes in the future.
I'd say more moral sci-fi in the sense
ethics.
Yeah, like that sort of stuff.
There is a brief debate at the start about the ethics of killing somebody, and they're like, why would it matter when it's a person who's long dead? And it's like, he's not even dead, like 40 years, dude. What the fuck?
And all the
like,
stuff
calm
to do,
down.
all the stuff to do with like pecs.
Yeah.
That's what, so like it's that sort of sci-fi stuff as opposed to hard sci-fi in the sense of like technology and shit. They don't really go into how the time machine works or anything like that.
It's just because you can do it, should you do it?
Yeah, it's that side of sci-fi.
It's the Jurassic Park side of sci-fi.
And you get a lot of that in time travel films, like, but
I'm my own grandpa.
It's more the I'm my own grandpa side of time travel.
Oh, look who's telling us not to mess with
Listen to Not Changing History from Mr. I'm my own grandpa.
Don't cut that. I needed to speak.
No, nobody's their own grandpa in this.
I'm sorry. That's just one of the peak Zoidberg episodes as well.
It really is. Anything that we didn't like about it?
Bits of it got a little bit unnecessarily convoluted, but it was kind of funny. Also, they got a whole lot of people tied up with no clothes on in that closet at one point, and it was like, somebody's surely going to notice.
The bit that I really liked about
also,
that...
how she does not give a shit about her servants, because they're all disappearing and being replaced like you wouldn't believe.
I know, and they're all...
She's just like, oh, there's just random people in my house. Oh, you're in a maid's outfit. That's fine. Do shit. Come with me. We're going shopping, random human I just met, presumably.
She's also ridiculously trusting.
Yeah. She's just like,
the bit that I really like about the people trapped in the cupboard...
Trapped in the closet?
It's that trope of people getting locked in the cupboard so you can steal their clothes.
Pants.
But later on, one of the people who locked them in the closet and stole their clothes also gets locked in the same closet. Imagine if you were the first person to get locked up and then you saw them locked up in there with you and tied up. You'd be like, what happened to you? I know what happened to me.
No. Oh no!
I don't think there's a no.
If you include violence in that trope, it's that wonderful episode of Archer with the clowns where they all keep knocking each other out and taking the outfits.
It gets kind of convoluted, but I think that's only because when they further introduce the nuclear fanatics, we don't really
get to know you aren't introduced to them.
Yeah,
so it's just like who's actually supposed to be. Who's from the time and who's not.
Yeah, and who is this new antagonist who, like, we've heard about him, but now we actually see him, and, like, I thought he was supposed to be, like, a founder figure or whatever. It gets a bit vague, and nothing that, like, really drags it down or anything. But, yeah, it makes it a little bit convoluted. But just for a second until you kind of realise, all right, well, now we've got two factions.
Yeah.
Before it was just the one guys we were following, and now there's kind of two factions we have to follow. But nothing like
ridiculous.
Nothing Christopher Nolan convoluted.
No. Also, where are they getting all those chandeliers from?
There are a lot of chandeliers.
There's a lot of chandeliers. She's just like, sending the boy, I need a new chandelier. Also, that's not how you tie off a chandelier, just to the floor directly below it. They go off and down into like a wall so that people can't like trip over it and send it crashing down.
That's kind of the point, though.
I know. It's
that
just
it is
ridiculous.
poorly installed.
Poorly installed. Where'd you get the door, Ted?
Cowboys, Ted.
It came with the house.
Yeah, I don't think there's much to dislike about it.
No, it does feature one of your favourite things.
Silly sci-fi noises.
Sci-fi
noises.
Well, aside from
there's
that,
a lot of like boings and like the machine goes bing and there's a lot of satisfying sci-fi noises.
Yeah, somebody went mad with a synthesizer.
Particularly in the nuclear fanatic area.
Oh yes, there's lots of things going
every time a door moves.
Yeah.
What were you going to say is my favourite thing?
Chickens being thrown on stage.
Yes, there is. No, it's not on stage. Just
chickens being hurled on camera.
Chickens being hurled on camera from off camera, and you can't see who's doing the hurling. Something about it just satisfies me. It really does. I like that there's also kind of a nod to the fact that Einstein,
doesn't really give a shit.
No, it's just like there were women who helped him with his physics.
Oh yeah. Well, there is that theory now that his wife was very much, the author that assisted him with a lot of stuff and does deserve credit.
There is a bit of a nod to that in there, I think.
The way with a lot of female scientists and things like that who are now finally being credited appropriately and correctly for their work.
But yeah, no, there's very, very little to dislike about this film, and very, very many things to like about it.
Yes.
It's one that I would highly recommend. Even if you don't have Czech friends,
Watch it. Really, really fun little film.
I think I called it absurd last week, but farcical is a better description of it. Like,
it toes the line at stages with like the Carry On films. Like towards the end, it starts to get that kind of energy, where there's a bit of a wink, nudge, nudge going on, like because there's so many moving pieces.
Particularly when the striptease comes about.
That is so funny.
The commissioners making all the like, you know,
stuff.
I am hot and bothered faces.
Yeah.
And
your mum just stands in there watching her staff strip off.
I can see why you take that reading all right.
Yeah.
But it's I wouldn't call it like Carry On-esque. You know, I wouldn't say it's like a Czech Carry On film or anything like that. You know what I mean? But
it just goes a bit more like that way, kind of a little bit Benny Hill into that sort of territory.
Yeah, but I think there is
even the Marx Brothers, like.
No, it's definitely got that kind of element to it, but it's not so strong as to be like, I don't like Carry On films at all.
I know it doesn't overrule it.
As I'm saying, it wouldn't put me
because there's also really witty wordplay and dialogue going on as well.
Probably more if you understand Czech as well. I'd imagine.
And then reading it.
But I think as well the director seemed to work with that writer a fair bit. Yeah,
there's like two other movies.
They have a couple other films that they've done together. One of them is called 4 Murders is Enough, Darling.
Yes.
Which is like an action comedy about like household salesman who gets mistaken for a hitman, and like 2 warring mobs both try and hire him, and then actually no, it's not the director of this, but I really, really want to watch it because it's another sci-fi comedy. The writer wrote a film called Tomorrow I'll Wake Up and Scald Myself with Tea.
Oh, and the guy who played Moore is in it.
The guy who played Moore is in it, and in this he mentions
wanting to kill Hitler.
And the plot of Tomorrow I'll Wake Up and Scald Myself with Tea is
sounds like a Douglas Adams novel.
Yeah, well, I mean, when you hear the description, it's kind of is. It's about the leader of a neo-Nazi group who, through time travel, wants to bring Hitler a state-of-the-art weapon so that he can win World War II.
Fun.
So, given that it's from the writer of this, I want to watch that film.
Yeah.
And it may
probably 100% satire.
Yeah, it may well show up as an episode in the future. Some point. But just based off this, I reckon I'd thoroughly enjoy that, and 4 Murders is Enough, Darling.
And trying to do this spoiler free kind of doesn't do justice to it, because the interplay through the second half of it is so fucking hilarious.
Well, yeah, suffice to say, if you kind of like what we've said, or like what you've heard about what we've said about it, do go and check it out, because we haven't really given a lot of the details that we gave you were very early on. Yeah. And there's a lot there that we didn't actually talk about that's really, really funny and really, really good and well worth watching.
It really, really is, because it's so thoroughly enjoyable to watch, because you're watching it going, oh, how are they going to get out of this? Oh, what have they done now? Oh, why'd you do that? Oh, don't go in there.
Yeah.
But, oh no, there's a lot of that going on whilst also pissing yourself laughing.
But speaking of oh no's.
Oh no.
We're into March now.
Oh no.
Yeah, well, you say oh no, but really it's me who should be saying oh no, because March has for the last 2 years been your birthday month.
Yeah.
So the first year was fine.
Only the last 2 years. I moved it for every other year out before that.
We did animation the first year. We did the Don Bluth films.
Yeah, and I made myself sad.
I won't say that was painful, but last year was painful because
I regretted it last year. I said it as a joke, and then I remembered how much I actually hate those films.
Yeah.
And so how much I despise them. I actually prefer the books, because the books at least you can flesh out and it's funny.
Yeah.
But fuck me, those movies are bad.
So last year for your birthday month we did the Twilight films. So have you figured out how you're going to punish me this year for your birthday month?
No.
No?
No.
Oh, you've got a couple of days to think about it before we record.
You do hate a musical.
Oh, don't make me do
No,
musicals.
I actually
Please
won't
don't make me do
hate-
musicals.
I won't.
Jesus Christ, no. Oh, but yeah, that was I Killed Einstein, gentlemen. If you haven't seen it, just do go and check it out. Thank you for joining us, guys. If you want, well, I was going to say we'll be back next week with unknown, but some sort of punishment for Mono. Hooray!
Planty always enjoys it.
Yeah, it's my new yearly birthday gift to you. Punish me with crappy films.
It's okay. We're being rewarded at the end of the month by going to see War of the Worlds. So
Yes, that's right. But that's not a movie.
No.
Well, it is a movie,
But
what
it's a
we're going to
shit
see,
movie.
it's a shit movie, and we're going to see an excellent musical version of
Yay!
it. Despite the fact that I just said I hate musicals. Look,
It's Jeff Wayne's. Fuck off.
It's War of the World. It's different, okay? Yes, that was I Killed Einstein, gentlemen. Thank you very much for joining us, guys. We will be back soon enough, and if you want, in the meantime, you can head back and listen to our previous episodes, or check out our other podcast, Mono Rants the Boys, or you can come and chat with us on Twitter at RantsMono, on Instagram at monorants_the_boys, on Blue Sky at Monorants, or you can send your own rants to monorantspodcast@gmail.com. And we'll chat to you all soon.
Slán,
Bye.
slán.